Welcome back, everyone, into another episode of the podcast. This is episode 15. So, the topic of the podcast will be: are there enough job fairs, the good and the bad? So, let's get right into this topic. Before I throw in the intro for this episode, so I just want everybody to know this is going to be a recorded podcast. I'm doing a recorded podcast today. I just don't feel like going live this time, so it's going to be a recorded podcast. So decide to do a recorded podcast, and I decided I'm going to premiere. So you guys are watching my premiere right now. So anyways, just want everybody to know, and then the next episode will be a live podcast. So let's get right into this topic of of this episode of the podcast. Let's get right into it. Welcome in, everyone, to another episode of the podcast. Prices Are Too High, episode 15. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about are there enough job fairs, the good and the bad. But we're going to start off with the bad first, and then we'll go on to talking about the good, about the job fairs. I had to redo this clip because the other half of the video I recorded it through the YouTube app, and for some reason the YouTube app is not giving any sound. So I just got so pissed off, and I had to redo this shit all over again. I had to redo it. So I had to redo this part of the recorded podcast. So annoying. YouTube app is so stupid. Really freaking stupid. But anyways, y'all, let's get right into the topic. So let's just start off. So the question is there enough job fairs? Are there enough? In my opinion, I'm not exactly sure if there's enough job fairs. I feel like it's like lack of it. So we're gonna get into the bad part, and then we'll go to the good part, because I want to end the podcast off on a good note, which is the good part about the job fairs. So the question is there enough job fairs around, especially around a city like New York City, or are there enough job fairs around in the community? Honestly, I don't even know that answer. I really don't know. And that's one of the bad right there. See, I don't know how many, because they don't even tell you how many job fairs that are coming up as well. Earlier I couldn't think of too much, but I thought of something that just came to my mind. That's the thing, like, and it also, I feel like too, there are job fairs that do go on, but they don't really necessarily tell people when the job fairs are happening. That's another thing. They don't tell people when the job fairs are happening, or they don't get the word out to people about these job fairs. And I feel like we need more of that. More people need to know more of that, especially in the black and brown communities, because let me tell you this, us as blacks, minorities, Hispanics, you name it, we really don't have it the easiest in this world, especially in this country. Now, it is super easy for a white man to get ahead than it is for a black man. A black man can struggle 100 times more than a white man. So the white man can have a little, one or two struggles, and he'll just be fine, keep it moving. A lot of them come from rich family. A lot of white people come from rich families. They come from families that have money, own properties, buildings, everything. But us as blacks and minorities, we live under poverty. We come from poverty. So we have to work 10 times as hard, to be where we're at, especially career-wise, job-wise, all those kinds of things. But I feel like they do need to get more of the word out. And the thing is that, like, whenever they do the job fairs, the thing is just email. That's another thing. Not everybody is tech savvy. Like 80% of people who are in their at least in their 40s towards their 60s are really not that tech savvy, because if you think about people who grew up in the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, they're not tech savvy. They grew up with no technology in their corner, so they're old school, they're old fashioned. And I feel like too, what would be helpful is to post flyers of these different job events in different communities. If there's a job fair happening in the Bronx, there should be flyers, to get the word out. So, that's how people will know. I mean, people who are in their 60s or in their 70s, they basically retired. They're retired. So I'm not even gonna motion to people in their 60s or in their 70s, unless they don't have enough money to be able to pay their bills or pay the rent. Then they're out looking for jobs. But everything is through technology. It's not the same. You don't hear about jobs through a newspaper like you used to, or I don't want to say Yellow Book, but we used to have those. You don't hear it through a newspaper anymore. You would go, if you wanted to find out if there were any jobs hiring, you would go to the newspaper. It would give you the list of jobs. Now you don't do that. They don't do that no more. They want you to go on LinkedIn and all that stuff. NYC. They want you to go to the website, for example, nyc.jobs.gov. You have to go online and look, because everything is on the computer, the laptop, the iPad, the phone, you name it. So I'm saying, for those that are not so tech savvy, I feel like it would be helpful for them, because to get the word out to them, because they may not. There's still people towards this very day that are not very tech savvy. They don't know a lot about technology. They used to doing things the old-fashioned way, which is definitely okay. That's how they was brung up on. I feel like that will also be helpful, but they don't necessarily do that. They expect me to have an email in order to be able to keep up with things. Some people don't know how to work an email. Ow. Foot was itching. I feel like something was burning me. Some people don't know how to work an email. Some people don't know nothing about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a social media app. Like, think about it. It's also a social media app. And I would not expect somebody who's like in their 50s or in their 60s to even know about LinkedIn, learn how to work LinkedIn, which doesn't make any sense. So I feel like there could be a lot more. And then too, like, also the bad is that they don't have the past 2 job fairs that I went to, they don't necessarily have everything available. They don't have everything available at the job fairs, which is kind of disappointing. But because one lady had told me, if you want something full time, in your position, which is IT, go on nyc.jobs.gov. But then too, like, I kind of wish they had at least 1 or 2 open IT positions, in my opinion, but they don't even have that. They want you to go online and do that. So, which is kind of frustrating as well. So, but I just went over there to get some information about the jobs that I'm looking for, and I did get some information. So I'm gonna work on looking up the information, try to see what I can get, if there are any openings available for the job that I'm like really trying to do. So, but yeah, like as I was saying earlier, I feel like it's kind of is really lacking advertisement, and not everybody, especially people my age that are looking for work. COVID had happened, and lots of people lost their jobs, and probably people, you'd be surprised there are people till this very day that are still looking for work, and it's not easy. You go on LinkedIn and try to apply for a position on one of these companies, it's gonna be a whole long list. They will never get to you. They really will never get to you. I like stopped using link. I stopped applying for positions on LinkedIn because somebody had explained to me a long time ago. Like if I go on LinkedIn and apply for a specific position, like if there's a graphic design position on LinkedIn and I want to apply for that job, for that graphic design position, it's going to be like 150 other different people. I may be 157 on the list, and they'll never get to me. It's a long list. So that's the thing with LinkedIn, so I guess I can't necessarily be upset about LinkedIn. I didn't know how to I didn't even know how to use LinkedIn up until last year. So I didn't even know how to do that. So like I'm used to doing things the old fashioned way when it comes to searching for jobs. My very first job, I didn't even use LinkedIn to get my very first job. I got my very first job by coming to the job site and doing some volunteer work, and then my boss wanted to hire me right then and there. So, but the position that he wanted to give me is not what I really wanted to do. So, but came back 2 years later, did an internship, and then I got hired there. So that's basically the story right there. But yes, I do feel like I kind of, like I said, I wish I wish there was some IT positions opening. I guess like just to want to motivate people. I guess give a little some type of motivation for people to want to come to these job fairs and more advertisement. That's all I'm just saying. In my opinion. And then like when it's also when like the dates, the times, the location, all those specific details. That's just in my opinion. And then definitely the flyers as well. For people who are not even tech savvy, in my opinion. But I guess some people don't really believe in flyers anymore. But it'll be good for the community because not everybody knows how to work an email, which I definitely understand. I'm speaking for those who are not tech savvy. But if you're not a tech savvy person, and if you barely know how to work an email, I'm definitely speaking for you on that. But a lot of people believe in getting things done through technology nowadays. So, anyways, y'all. So let's talk about the good. Let's definitely talk about the good in the job fairs. First of all, sorry, just cracking my neck. Anyways, y'all. So I feel like the good with the job fair. I feel like they are super helpful because there's a lot of people, especially here in New York City, that are looking for jobs. So a lot of people here in New York City. But I really think it's helpful because the mayor is trying to push for everybody to find work, which is a great thing because that's what we need. We didn't get that from our last mayor. So if you want to know who our mayor is Eric Adams. He's our current mayor of New York City. So he's our current mayor of New York City. But yeah, so this is a lot of the job fairs and people emailing people about the job fairs. It's just Eric Adams' way of trying to get people back up and get people like back to work. Because we were super really hit hard with the pandemic. We were very hit hard by the pandemic. And let me say this though, the pandemic was no fun. It sucked. Everybody had to stay home. Everybody lost their job. A lot of people lost their jobs. I'm gonna say majority of it was people who were non-essential. non-essential workers. Basically, majority of them lost their jobs because some jobs couldn't afford to keep them on, and because of budget issues, hundreds of other problems. But yeah, but I had an internship during COVID, and I was supposed to do a whole year. But I wound up doing about 6 months, going on 7 months. Yeah, I was almost seven. I was 6.5 months at my internship. I was almost 7 months into the internship, but if I probably was let go after the 21st of March back in 2020, it would have been 7 months. But I was actually on the job for 6 months and some change, 6.5 months. But anyways, yeah. So like I was saying, the good thing is that I feel like the job fairs, it gives people some type of hope. I don't know if that sounds correct. It gives people some type of hope that, as far as the job search, trying to find careers and all that stuff, because there are a lot of people that are looking for work. And it's great that there are several different positions. It could be nice if there was a job fair where it was bigger, and they probably had maybe 20 or 40 people from different companies, and that are different job opening and positions that are available. The very first job fair that I went to was back in March, and they had a lot of interview rooms. The last one I went to didn't have that, but the very first one did. You can get like an interview right there on a spot for a position, like for example, like security. In my opinion, but I'm not really a fan of doing security, because one person told me that doing security was like kind of boring, because reason why he was saying that security is kind of boring is because you gotta like stand there all day. Like if you're being security on the subway, work Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, for example, you gotta stand there the whole 8 hours until your shift is up. And if you want lunch, you gotta bring it. So that's just one of the disadvantages about being security. But I don't really like security. I do think it's a boring job, but some people like it. But I just don't want to have a job where I want to stand all freaking day. My legs be hurting. So I definitely don't want that at all. So, in my opinion, but it's definitely a good thing. I think it's a good thing too. Like they do email people, they let people know, people who have been to the job fairs. But I feel like it'll be also nice to reach out to people who don't know about these job fairs. So not just the people who've been to them, or the people they know that already they have their names in the system that have been to it. But it'd be nice to get people who are looking for jobs and also never even been to a job fair. Think about it. Like nowadays, a lot of people will be very desperate to go to a job fair. So, but that's all I'm just saying on that. But anyways, y'all, my arm's getting tired because I'm recording this on my iPad. But yeah, so I think that's all I gotta say about the job fairs, and the good, the bad. If you guys have an opinion, let me know in the comments down below. You can also comment yourself in the chat as well if you have any opinions, you have any thoughts about this topic. If you have your own opinions, have you been to a job fair? What was the experience like for you? Let me know what your experience is in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to I'll read the comments, and I'll check and I'll respond to it like I normally do whenever I get a comment on my video. And I'm happy to hear about your. If you ever been to a job fair before, I'm more than happy to hear about your experience. How did it go? Was it great? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it terrible? Was not okay? Could have been better. Just let me know your opinions, whether it's good or bad. You know, for me personally, it's been good, in my opinion. But for some people, they may have different opinions and different experiences. We all have different opinions and different experiences, but everybody's may not be good like me, and some may be bad. But sorry about that. Moms are getting tired. I'm like with the camera and stuff, but I do got somewhere that I gotta be, so that's why I'm doing this recorded as well. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this recorded podcast. Thank you all for coming in and watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this podcast, please give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a like, and don't forget to smash it and smash it and smash it. Grab that hammer and smash it. Smash it. Now I'm just playing. But yeah, definitely smash the like button. And if you know someone that's looking for a job and that is struggling to find a job, or that's been to a job fair, definitely share this video with them. Get the word out about the job fairs as well. Yeah. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Later. Oh, in the next episode, the very next episode of my podcast will be live. So, thank you for coming and joining. Have a good day.